Wait, let me change that story.
Okay. You don't want to need to get everybody in trouble.
I know.
So then life went on.
Life goes on, que sera.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Life went on, kept it trucking, kept it moving. My cousin that I was close to back in the day.
1999 maybe?
That was 95.
Which got me connected back to you.
Were you back living here? You weren't even living here.
I
You
was
came
just
to visit.
visiting. And that was why to me that's always been crazy.
But so was she.
She was visiting too.
Yes, okay, so.
Because that was the thread that reconnected us without going into anything else.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. So I don't know, what year was that? 2000? Probably 2000. It was probably because I think that's good for our story.
I think it was I think it was around Thanksgiving of '99. I think I moved back to Ithaca in 2000.
Okay. So 1999. You got to start that because you weren't living here and I wasn't living here. You have to start this part of the story.
Okay. So fast forward to 1999, I was living in Maryland with my family and happened to be visiting our hometown for the holiday. I think it was Thanksgiving. While I'm sitting in the hotel room, the phone rings and I pick it up and the hotel front desk person tells me how there's somebody at the front desk, waiting for me. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I hang up the phone, say goodbye to everybody, and I go down there expecting it to be my brother. And I walk into the hotel lobby, and lo and behold, it is Melissa's cousin that we had both gone to high school with. That was her cousin that she was, the one that showed her around when she first came to town. So I find out from her that earlier in the day, she didn't live there anymore either, and she happened to be visiting for the holiday as well. And she ran into one of my other family members who said that that's where I was staying while I was visiting. Through her, we kind of reconnected, and this is back when the internet was still kind of new and starting in 99, So we, stayed in touch with each other for a little while and everything, and through that, I actually ended up moving back to our hometown. And by that time, I had actually gotten Melissa's phone number and had reached out and tried to connect back with her.
Yep, so at this time, I'm in Ohio, living my Ohio life with my Ohio house and my Ohio things.
So yeah, we were going through things. It was just me and my kids. Which we were fine, but of course it was a big change and a big change for us as a family, and again when we first initially reconnected, a couple of conversations, it was always initially as friends, like
right, it was nothing else.
There was no ill
no,
intent
like,
or anything.
I love you so much, I miss you. Like,
No.
It was none of that at all. It was just like, how's your life? How's things going? What's your job like? What do you do at your job? And it was just kind of like that. But eventually the conversation came up. I felt an obligation to kind of see through what I was in at the time. So I said, I was probably going to try to make this work, and we probably shouldn't talk anymore. And then that was that. And that was in like 2001?
Yeah. Late 2000.
Probably late 2001. So lo and behold, it's vacation time. Me and my cousin decide to go to the Bahamas, child. And so whatever, that was a great time. We went, and because I was in Ohio. Yeah, it was like a year and a half later or something like that. A year and a half later, my cousin and I decided to take a joint vacation together in the Bahamas because it was our 30th anniversary of being born. So we were 30. We were turning 30. We were about to go turn it all the way up in the Bahamas. So I came from Ohio and she came from New York. I came from Ohio to New York, and together we flew to the Bahamas. And then I had like some time to come afterwards to come back to New York to see, some family members. And so we're driving around. She's like, hey, you want to go see Jason? And I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like 15 years old again. Like, all of the feelings, all of the sweat, back at the PNC. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. So then I'm realizing, like, oh, right, like, my relationship is over. His relationship is over. And this is weird. Is this like a karma thing? Like, what's happening? I don't know. We'll see. All right. Is he home? Like, I don't know. Like, I was just weird. Just popping up at his house. So she's like, all right. So we pulled up by his house and she called him and said, hey, I'm outside. You want some company or something? And he was like, sure, whatever. And I think she said, Melissa's with me. And he was like, give me, yeah.
Yeah, so her cousin was living back in the same town again, and we used to hang out, like, with friends, and, like, she was dating a friend, and we were, like, we used to play, like, a bunch of us used to get together for cards and stuff, so we used to hang out all the time, so her calling me wasn't unusual, but when they called, I remember I'm literally sitting on the couch in, like, my boxer shorts watching the Sports Center on, like, a Sunday night. Like, I remember it was a Sunday night because I wasn't doing anything, like, half asleep, and all of a sudden I'm, like, running around my apartment, like, trying to get some clothes to put on, just, not look all sleepy and everything else like that. And then I remember going down and, or I remember being in the apartment and hearing the door knock, or the knock on the door. I remember being in the apartment and hearing the knock on the door, and I just remember going down to the door and opening up the door, and there was Melissa, like, just literally standing at my door with this beautiful smile on her face. And I mean, I also felt like I was 14 and 15 years old again. I felt like a little kid, and I mean, it was just instantaneous for me at that moment. There was no question in my mind that I needed to spend the rest of my life together with her. And
yeah, so that was in that's what we're doing. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
It's a bumpy ass roller coaster, but we doing it. Yeah, so that was in July of 2002. And I moved here in January of 2003. Yeah. So we've been together as a couple since 2003. Yeah. Got married in 2010.
Yeah.
And we have survived a global pandemic.
Because we're badasses.
Don't get it twisted.
Badasses.
And that's our story.
That's how the Sidles came to be.
That's how.
Sidle Studios started on the 3rd floor of an apartment with a simple knock on the door. A knock and a smile.
Oh.
Peace.
No. So we hope you enjoyed our story, and I hope it brings you some joy in this darkened world. To know that if you don't have love, it's out there. You can find it. It's okay. And if you don't find it, who cares?
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love yourself even if you do find it.
To quote one of my favorite scholars of the day,
Do it.
If you can't love yourself, how the hell you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here?
Amen. Peace.